Kia ora, ko whasmataho, ngā mai ki te whare, welcome to the House. Parliament's primary business for its return in the new year is reaffirming that the House is happy with the current government continuing. MPs argue about this, more or less, within a debating set-piece event called the Debate on the Prime Minister's Statement. It takes 13 hours of intense political bomb-throwing and is already a foregone conclusion. The leaders of all three coalition parties have all spoken and are, surprise, surprise, keen to stay in charge. This set-piece debate is also an early taste of election rhetoric and arguments as MPs and parties try out approaches as they warm into election season. So, what were the approaches? Nationals leader, Prime Minister Christopher Luxon, was first. His material wasn't particularly fresh. In fact, few leaders' speeches were. His overall message, though, was, look how much progress we've made.
But I feel more confident than ever that the recovery has now arrived and the Kiwis can look forward to a year which is brighter than the last few have been. Because we have reined in wasteful spending, keeping inflation down, although we'd like to see it fall even further. Interest rates have dropped considerably, with families saving hundreds of dollars a week as they refix onto lower rates. And now, after last year's two-speed recovery, we're seeing real momentum.
Next up was the Leader of the Opposition, Labour leader Chris Hipkins. His message was the mirror image of Luxon's.
So before the election, the New Zealand Treasury was forecasting that our economy would grow 1.7% in 2024. After Nicola Willis got hold of it, what happened? The economy shrank by 0.5%. They were forecasting the economy would grow by 2.3% in 2025. After Nicola Willis and Christopher Luxon got their hands on it, it shrank by a further 0.6%. In fact, the economy today is at least 1% smaller than it was before they decided to fix it.
He did that comparative thing a lot and name-checked Nationals' leadership heavily. Leaders are less generic than a party and often less popular, so they can be a better proxy to focus attacks on. The clips you are hearing are, of course, just a tiny fragment of what the MPs said. Party leaders can speak for 20 straight minutes in this debate, which is twice the usual limit. For the Greens, Chloe Swarbrick's speech was heavily focused on climate. But her repeated underlying message riffed on advice attributed to Maya Angelou.
This is the country that the government wants. We are living in it. And the future that they are promising us, Mr. Speaker, is more of the same. So when they tell us their plan, we need to listen to them. When Christopher Luxon tells us that we need to work harder, longer hours and take shorter holidays, I want New Zealanders to listen.
ACT leader David Seymour was very general and chatty for quite a while. He eventually switched into what is a common recent refrain, highlighting his minister's outcomes.
We are also systematically dismantling the red tape and the regulations, such as the significant natural areas. We've got rid of the climate policy that would have driven sheep and beef farmers out of business so production could happen overseas to the benefit of foreign farmers who emit more than hard-working and efficient New Zealand ones.
Winston Peters, speaking as New Zealand First Leader, gave a speech that was freewheeling rather than structured or thematic. Between distractions, he took the same tack as his coalition colleagues, highlighting his favourite outcomes.
Oh, they're not saying that the Provincial Growth Fund was a waste of money anymore, are they? And all of a sudden they're saying that might have been a brilliant idea. In fact, it's a brilliant idea. Can you help us going forward? Well, we'd like to say, well, if you had 3 times the money, we'd do 3 times as much. That's right. But that's for after the next election.
I need my defence.
And finally, Te Pāti Māori co-leader Debbie Wapaka began like this.
A Prime Minister that declares that recovery has arrived. Well, I don't know who the heck this Prime Minister and this government are talking to, but it is not the people in our electorates. It is not the people on the ground. It is not those who are choosing between whether they can afford kai on their table or power in their houses.
It's election year, and with 40 weeks to go, there's a lot more where that came from. You've been listening to The House. It's a whakaranga koe ki te whare. This program is produced with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.